Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Ashley Rose, and today we are going to be talking about the 5 things that we need to know about this new moon in Libra. The new moon in Libra starts October 6th and lasts about 3 days where we can still be feeling this energy, still be experiencing these themes until October 8th, 2021, so Friday. When we're talking about the new moon, we want to be talking about new beginnings, new starts, new projects. This is a time when the sun is conjunct the moon and we are shown the darker side. So it's a moment where we look in on ourselves and reflect on the darker sides within us as well. The moon is about your emotions, so it's a time to revisit, revise, reflect, and tweak these areas where we need to be more observant of our needs. With the moon being in Libra, Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and romance and all things good and mushy. It's an air sign. So when we're talking about air signs, we're talking about communication. We're talking about technology, the way that, we receive information, the way that we think, logic, the way that we take our ideas and bring them into reality. We also are talking about relating, how we are relating to others and using our relationships in a way that benefits us. Libras are known for harmony. Again, their relationships and striving for balance and, peace overall. They're ruled by Venus, so they're charming, they have good taste, and they're elegant. And they, with this new moon in Libra, it really is supposed to be a peaceful time. So sit back and buckle up because we have our first thing to know about this new moon. And this new moon is here for us to experience the sweetness and the beauty of life, while also understanding the importance of balance, the importance of peace, of self-preservation, and self-care. We want to tweak what no longer is working for us. And when we're talking about the new moon being in Libra, that's going to be our work, our relationships, and definitely our personal lives. And when we're speaking on our personal lives, specifically our relationship with ourselves being the most important thing here that's affected by the new moon in Libra. We want to, look at our relationship with creating balance in our everyday, how we listen to our needs, and how we're soothing any dramatic or, volatile emotions that may pop up during this time. Because going into our second thing, we need to know, we have Mars in Libra that's causing our desires to come to the surface, causing this need to create beauty and to create peace and balance through our passion and desires to be brought to the surface. We have Scorpio in Venus, and that is causing us to go down to the deepest, darkest parts of ourselves to figure out our wants and our needs in relation to love and love for other people, but also in relationships, but also ourself. Again, ourself being number one through this whole process. We have Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto is the planet of transformation and change. In Capricorn, being the worker, it is looking at and nitpicking every little thing that you need to heal, that you need to transform, and that you need to grow through. That one is intense. It's also in retrograde, along with Jupiter and Saturn that are in Aquarius in retrograde. But with Jupiter and Saturn being in Aquarius, again, it's forcing us to identify our needs, find out what's not working, but also set up a plan to figure out how to get to what's working and what's going to work best for us. And then we have Mercury in retrograde, the cherry on top of all of this going on. And Mercury retrograde is a time of miscommunication, of, plans not happening, of people being late, of, misinformation, technology not working, traffic, just any way that we can be kind of confused. Mercury is playing a part in. If you haven't watched my Mercury retrograde video, this is my time where I say go watch that. It's going to be really important to understanding everything that's impacting us right now and everything that's kind of causing all this tension. Because when we look at all those placements, that's a lot. It's causing us to work through and grow through a lot. And that's exactly what we're going to do with this energy. is we're going to push through it, and we're going to grow through it, and we're going to use it to our advantage to bring the peace. Because if we don't, if we ignore it and we ignore the things that are brought up during this time, it is just going to create more chaos within us which is going to be the opposite of balance and the opposite of peace and what this new moon is trying to be. So we want to go through those uncomfortable feelings and identify again what we really want and what we really need, and become more comfortable with sharing your feelings and sharing those needs, while we're creating a space for ourselves that feels safe to heal from where we have maybe neglected ourselves in the past. It's super important to give yourself that time. So today we want to be thinking about personal activities that can help us through that. Is it going for a walk, meditating, working out by yourself, journaling? Those things are going to be really important to today in getting the most out of this new moon, because we have a big opportunity to, 3 being our third thing we need to know, we have a big opportunity to create our best work and to set big intentions that will really have long-term impact on our life and what we're creating for ourselves. It's important to be bold about your visions, because what you're bold about and get in touch with what you love and what's going to bring you joy will really, again, has big sound ground to make long-term effect and change in your life. The lesson here is to remain flexible and focus on what constructively is going to help you and move you more positively forward. Because if we are in touch with what's going to help us and what is going to be, ultimately the best teacher, the best, I'm not going to say grower, but growing source, is going to aid in worthwhile, again, long-term accomplishments. And if we take this time to ignore these opportunities and to push away these feelings and to not express what's coming up, we're going to then be in touch with more of the darker sides of this aspect and not really getting the best out of it. And again, like what I said earlier, it's just kind of going to grow and become more chaotic and more dramatic as we go on with this new moon, and as well with Mercury retrograde. So it's really beneficial to go through these emotions and learn through what you're going through. That leads us to our fourth thing we need to know, and that's if you have been avoiding any type of confrontation, any type of conversation, maybe you are in some type of fit with somebody at work, you're not agreeing with your boss, your partner, your friend you've been having arguments with, and you've been pushing it off. Today, you are going to feel the need to express that. There's going to be a nudge, a push, something that kind of sets off, I'm not going to say set you off, but sets off some type of want to express what you're feeling. And it's going to be amazing, and that's awesome. But be very careful not to share what you're feeling too intensely, not to attack other people or to put them down, but to, plainly just say what you feel and what you need. Again, it's super important that we do that despite what others expect us to do or say. It's important to express our feelings, good and bad, and just be open, be you, and be, again, mindful not to deliver it in a way that is too intensely or then again hurts somebody and then hurts somebody else. And these are needs that, when we're thinking about relationships that are not just romantic, that are emotional, that are mental, and maybe physical for yourself if you're talking about your needs with your relationship. But it's important to remember that just because we're talking about Libra and we're talking about relationships, it's not just relationships with others. And it could also be the relationship you have with relationships, which is a whole bucket to go down, or I don't even know what that meant. A whole road to go down. Leading us to our fifth thing we need to know about the new moon in Libra is watch out for drama unfolding in your relationships, as I just spoke about in the fourth thing we need to know. If you are feeling the urge and the nudge to express things that are upsetting to you and to go after this confrontation, other people will be experiencing that as well. So it's important to watch out for some drama that can unfold within your relationships. And this is relationships of any kind, partnerships, partners, business. or I should say business partnerships, partners, friends, family, siblings, any type of relationship where somebody could be feeling unheard, neglected, dismissed, not seen. They will be the ones that may be acting out a little bit today. But where we're going to receive the best benefit is not responding with anger, or I shouldn't say not responding, not reacting with anger and dismissing them, but listening and trying to respond in a way that shows compassion and that shows love. Because again, we are in Libra, and that we are about relationships, and we are about peace and balance. In this whole day, the whole 3 days is about, transforming that relationship we have with peace and balance. And that has to start within our relationships with ourselves and other people, and how we can create this. This time is super intense because it is important for us to transform this and to start a new beginning where we are not reacting out of anger or out of hurt, but we're responding for care and love and compassion for other people from a balanced place, from a place of understanding that we are all human and experiencing this together, So as we go about our day, we're going to want to, ponder a couple questions. Do I give myself the grace and love that I give other people? How do I make space for balance? And then what are my needs, most importantly? So you can journal these, you can think about them, you can write them down, you can add them to a new moon ritual, but really just throughout the day, it's really going to be beneficial to allow these questions to just roll around in our mind. Because I do have journal prompts for us today. I don't have a picture for them to put up on a screen, but they will be in the description box below, and they are also on my Instagram, so check out the link for that. But the journal prompts are: 1, how have I been communicating? Is it balanced? Or am I taking my frustration out on people I love? 2, is my self-care routine supporting my emotional, mental, and physical wellness? 3, how well do I listen? 4, what is my relationship to my shadow self? And 5, in my everyday routines, what does peace and balance look like? And then I'll share with you guys. I'll do, what is my relationship to my shadow self? My relationship, personally, is one that's growing. I used to be very critical of her, and I judged and I shamed, and I never let her come to light. But as I've been going through this, and even my journey making videos for you, I've learned to really love and accept her, and to not, push out those parts of myself. Those are with me. Those are for me to learn and experience and grow with, and, to love on it too, because that is a side of me that still needs love, because it's still me at the end of the day. And then before I close out, I just would love to pull an affirmation card for us today and just kind of set us off on the right foot. I had a couple mantras, but I think that I would love to pull a card, because that's what we do here, right? We pull cards on this channel. Alrighty. One more. Feeling good will bring me far more than I ever thought I needed. And I love it. I love that this card is green, because it's the color for healing and peace, and I feel very calm when I see the color green, and it brings a lot of good energy. And so when we're feeling good and we're feeling balanced, that will bring us far more than we've ever thought. When we can feel good and help people through an uncomfortable conversation, through a confrontation that they haven't experienced before and they have a hard time experiencing, and we can still feel good while they're going through something and help them through it in a way that is compromise for the both of us but supports our relationship, we'll get so much more out of that. When we can love ourselves and provide our own needs and identify what they are and know what our wants are and be unafraid to be authentically who we are, there brings so much good there. When we just live a life more authentic and more genuine to who we are, there's so much more good there. And that is what this new moon is bringing us, a more genuine, loving, balanced life. So embrace all of the chaos that it brings in today, because, or they should say these next few days, because it really is going to put us in the perfect position that we want to be in, especially coming out of Mercury retrograde next week when everything kind of hits full system, all systems go. So that is where I'm going to leave it. All of the things that we will need will be in the description, the journal prompts, our affirmation, and if you'd like to know a little bit more, follow me on my Instagram. So that's where I'm going to leave you guys. I will see you in the daily tarot readings. I love you so much.